Cancer Venus, this is your monthly love and relationship reading for the month of March 2026, or whenever you see it. Hard to get. You're missing opportunities by playing too hard to get. Give someone a chance. All right, let's see what you get. For you in relationships, I've got the Ten of Swords, self-defeat, hurting no one but yourself. And the Page of Swords, negative mindset, little petty boots there. That's a common card I get for Cancer energy. Love it. Okay, are we talking about a person? Or are we talking about people in general here? Ace of Swords, the right one. Okay, so we're talking about people in general. So this could be someone that you're with now, or it could just be like, if you were to be with the person, what would the right one look like? Three of Swords. Okay, so this is like the one that got away, even with an X and a breakup reading. Okay. And the Eight of Swords. Entrapment. Stuck on them. They were the right one and they got away. What else do we need to know? Knight of Swords, wanting to run back towards them. Okay, one more. Five of Swords reversed, but you're not willing to do what it takes. You weren't willing to do what it takes to help them or to run towards them. Again, hard to get. Fair. Okay. So let's figure out what happened, why it happened, and what you can do about it here in March. What is the issue for Cancer Venus as it relates to this X situation, relation, XXX, XXX. Seven of Wands. Who had the high ground? Who was right? Who was wrong? Defensiveness and the determination and hurdles that happened, that came about. So getting through the rough spots was the issue. Now, what did you want out of the relationship? Four of Cups. Security. Control. Sound familiar? Oh, no, Four of Pentacles. My bad. Anyway, sound familiar? That's some Cancer shit right there. Security and control. You wanted to be able to hold on to your home, what was comfortable, what was familiar. Now I've got Two of Wands here. A partnership that was inspired and passionate. A future, a plan. Okay. What did they want out of the relationship? Something unconventional and non-committal. Purpose, self-actualization, enlightenment. And Five of Wands, challenge, growth, competition. They were non-committal. Yes, indeed. High Priestess reversed. They do not have the intuition you have. They are surface level. They were surface level. Okay. So what they were wanting out of the relationship is pretty damn well diametrically opposed to what you wanted. And what they wanted was to keep their options open and to put themselves and their passions first and to not make any commitments. Well, okay. So what were you afraid of in the relationship? And what are you afraid of now, I guess, would be the best question there. Ten of Wands reversed. Burdens not worth having. Is it really worth having a relationship if they're just not going to be serious? Fair. Five of Swords reversed. Not worth fighting for. Not worth fighting for. So you're afraid of not having the wherewithal to fight for a relationship past certain hurdles and difficulties, which we kind of already analyzed. Now, I will tell you right here that this person wasn't, they are so far and away different from what you wanted that it wasn't worth fighting for anyway, though you felt that they were the right one with the Ace of Swords here. Why is that? Why is that? Let's just ask that. Go off script here. Why did Cancer Venus feel that this ex was the right one? You don't even know. Seven of Cups reversed because you felt like you had no other choice. Okay. Okay. You've got a little bit of a trauma bond going on here. I saw the Five of Pentacles pop out there. You felt you had no other choice, but when you're telling me that this was the right one, it was because they weren't, first of all. And second of all, it's because you felt you had no other choice, that you're so damaged and broken that no one else would want you, and that you were sufficiently allowing them to keep you as an option when you should have been the everything. All right, we're going to fucking work through this shit right now. I'm not going to walk away from this reading without giving you what you need to walk away from this idea. What were they afraid of? Emperor reversed. They had daddy issues. Star reverse, not getting their dreams and wishes and hopes coming true. They're very much on the self-actualization path. They don't want to get it too attached to anything because that could harm their hopes of doing what they want to do and having the freedom to do it. That goes back to daddy issues. That goes back to someone who was overly controlling and demanding, and they have done the polar opposite. Therefore, they are not allowing themselves to limit their options or become too involved with anyone because that could reignite those control issues. Seven of Swords reversed. They're also afraid of not having a good strategy or plan or having the ability to move how they need to and keep their secrets as well. And transition. That is Temperance. No, that's Death. That's a Death card. They're afraid of changing. To some extent, this person has worked really hard for their liberation, and they are very afraid to relinquish it. So I just want to say right here and right now, that was fair of them to do so. But that doesn't mean you can't find someone who isn't of that mindset, who isn't doing that. You know, if you want commitment, that's okay to ask for. You're going after people that are hard to get. That's why this card is here. It's not you, honey. You're going after people who are hard to get because you don't feel like you have the proper value and you feel like you don't have the option. Okay. So, how did you see them? Four of Wands. Your victory, your attainment, comfort, community. That's what it says in the card anyway. Comfort again. Ace of Pentacles reversed. You felt as though they didn't have anything financial to offer you. Like you knew that they weren't forthcoming with the commitment. I don't think they really made any kind of secret about this. Yet you felt that at least you have a home with them, at least you feel at home with them, and that there was some sort of victory in that. I guess it was like, at least I have a relationship. Oh, you deserve better. All right, so how did they see you? Nine of Cups reversed. Giving up on your dreams. And again, that's of primary importance to them. So that's the first thing that they are coming out and saying in this reading, right? They gave up on themselves. They're trying to attach themselves to someone else. They just want to, commit and be comfortable instead of fighting for what they believe in and what their dreams are. Seven of Pentacles. Options. You're an option to them. Okay. So, I'm not going to ask about support or anything like that since this is an ex. What did you learn from this relationship? What's in the potential for you to learn by the end of March anyway? You learn that, first of all, that this is irreconcilable differences. You're like, you just are not on the same path, period. King of Swords reversed. You learn that you have a very harsh criticism of yourself and your value and your worth is what you're learning now. And then the Eight of Cups reversed. There's something here for you to clean up before you can move on to a good relationship. And it has to do with your self-worth. I don't care about what they learned because they're in the past. So what do you need to release? What do you need to release here? The Empress reversed, holding on too tightly, feeling that you're not an inspiration, feeling that you don't have enough beauty and wealth and value. Value. This is about turning this Empress up, right? You do have value. People want to follow you. People want to serve you. People want to, they're inspired by you. And it should be way easier than you're making it. Ace of Cups. I think there's an element too here that by the end of March, you're realizing that it's a good idea to spend a little bit of time alone here instead of racing into the next love relationship because it just feeds you just a little bit emotionally. You've got to build these habits and patterns of feeding yourself so that you can attract someone who's more serious and for real. This person, God bless them, but they had no business even getting into a relationship, and certainly not with someone like you. Six of Wands at the base. I think this was embarrassing for you on some level and made you feel like a sense of defeat and worthlessness. And there's cleanup that needs to happen here. So, in keeping with that, I want to get an actionable spread for you, or at least some cards, something here. Get this out of here. Get this the flying fuck out of here. Let's talk to the crows. We like crows here. And we're going to ask for Cancer Venus an actionable card for their best interest going forward in relationships. Protection. Hello. 38. Crows are fiercely protective of things they cherish. When I created this card, this is the author here I'm speaking, what I wanted to feel at the moment was protected. With everything going on in the world, knowing that there is something greater out there watching over us creates space for peace. All right, before we even continue, that's telling me so much about how you allowed yourself to get in this relationship. You're looking for protection, right? Very Cancerian of you. You felt that this person could afford it, or even anyone, right? They were willing to be in a relationship with you, and that was something that you were like, I need a relationship to feel protected, like I have someone watching my back, whatever. And, okay, I have to pause. Okay. Anyway, you were looking at them for protection or a relationship in general, kind of how you got here. So this is the way forward, is securing that for yourself so that you can spend some time alone and also moving forward into future relationships, you can feel protected no matter who they are or what they do. Gives you better leverage and it'll just make you feel happier overall. It's always something a Cancer energy needs. It is when we feel at ease that we can create, that we can grow. Hold this card when you feel the need to feel at one with your higher self and divine spirit, as together they offer protection. Use this card as a sign to move forward knowing that you are protected. Lean into its energy during times of stress or when you're feeling vulnerable. Doing so will allow you to shift your focus away from fear and restriction to feeling confident to take action. Okay. So we're just going to center this card here so you can see it well. Know that you're divinely guided and protected at all times. You will never not be okay. No matter who comes around, no matter what boundaries, what hurdles you may face, you always have protection. And you can call upon it at any time by speaking to your heart and saying, what do I need most right now? What do I want in this situation? Let me feel at home with myself by just dropping my awareness down like I'm seeing out of my chest. That's the way I think of it anyway. Anything that you feel could be a protection symbol for you that you could have and hold in like a tangible way, get it, grab it, have it with you. Let it be a reminder If not a tool, at least a reminder that you are always protected and you are loved so much by the universe, and that you have intrinsic value too. And you deserve relationships that meet you on an equal basis, where you are secure and comfortable in and of yourselves. And therefore, the relationship looks more like interdependency rather than codependency. Let's get a little advice from your higher self and your loved ones on the other side right now. Stop giving away your power right now. It's a matter of looking outside of yourself for that protection. It's there in your heart. It's there on the other side with your angels. Okay, something else here for you. One more or two. Live your life with both feet in. Commit to fully being here. Yeah, if there's any escapism that's going on, I mean, a little bit is okay. Everything has its place and its time. But in the hard to get cards theme here, where they were hard to get, so too, you may be missing opportunities by not taking risks and chances because you feel unsafe. So look to the source of protection. Protection, here's another thing. Rejection is protection. So even if you do face rejection, you put yourself out there and you say, hey, do you want to go out with me? And they're just like, rejection is protection. They were not for you. This is building a time to build up faith and trust in the universe, in your higher self, in your own intuition. That's what this is down to. You can't look outside of yourself for it. And I know you can do it. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself. They were never going to change for you. They were showing me very powerful cards towards their motivation and goals. I think there's something of inspiration that you can take from that as to how they treated their purpose and their need for freedom and independence to make sure that nothing and no one can stop them from achieving their self-actualization. I think that actually is very beautiful. But at the same time, it's important to recognize that, you know, you were never going to be able to get them to commit to you. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you're not valuable. It just means that you were looking for something from someone. Like you went to freaking McDonald's and asked for a Frosty. Well, they don't sell those there, honey. Like you got to go to fucking Wendy's for that. You know, it's like, I mean, that's the best and dumbest analogy that I have for you. But anyway, it was a short one today. This is very much down to your own self-worth and self-love. Spend a little bit of time alone. Let that other person go. They're never going to be there for you. They're also not going to be there for anyone else, by the way. If you need a little pick-me-up in your petty way, they're not going to get into any relationship with anyone else. They are a independent agent for life, look like. But anyway, even if they do, it's going to be more of that like option transactional situation. And that's okay. I really think that, you know, it's time now for you to focus in on your own feeling of safety and security. And if there's anything that you're afraid to do because you feel unsafe, I recommend in March to do a little bit of exposure therapy and just take it in piecemeal so that you can get used to what it feels like to, you know, go somewhere alone, go to the bar alone, go for a walk by yourself, or ask somebody out, or whatever things like that look like for you. Try it a little bit at a time, but just know that you're always divinely protected and very much loved by the universe and by your loved ones on the other side. And that's what I got for you. If you want to get another reading from me, I already have the rising sign readings posted for the month of March. So go check out the relevant reading for you. And I hope it was helpful and hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Really helps me out a ton. And have a great month. I'll see you next time. Bye.